Standing in Gerry Lucas's garage here, if it wasn't for that HT Premier front sitting up on the wall, we could think we're just about back in the 60s with the style of car you got here.
I can get rid of it.
I read about this one in Larry's magazine, Australian Street Riding. You sent a letter in and explaining about it being channelled and some of the, I suppose, flack you'd cop for channelling an original steel car and that sort of thing.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, there's just not enough channel cars around. I grew up reading those magazines going back to the 60s, looking at all the channelled stuff, and when you've got to channel a car, the best one to do it to is a 34 5-window coupe.
It's about the only one you can do successfully, other than a Roadster, of course. But it's a passion I've had ever since I was a kid. Used to see stacks of them on the road in Melbourne. Always wanted to have one. When I got my first 34, I built it as a highboy because there were too many on the road, and then I thought, no, I've just got to do it. I've just got to do it.
Now, the way you've gone about doing it, you've got an original chassis, an original body.
Yep.
You've removed the inside kick board there.
Well, just the front toe boards, the front body mounts and toe boards are just held on with 3 heavy tack welds, and there's a vertical cut of 6 inches you've got to do at the very base of the firewall. It brings the bottom swage line in line with the bottom of the chassis, which is the really tasteful way of doing it. You can drop them down more, and you can do it successfully, but it hangs down too much. I just didn't like it that way. With the middle, I just replicated what the previous owner had done and put a 2B1 thick wall beam across and joined it up to the steel posts. And the back came down 7.5 inches and the front 6.5.
And with doing the back, it's basically a case of remove, unstitch that original floor section.
Unstitch the original floor, and it was meant to be channelled. And I think, as we spoke earlier, I think Henry might have had that in mind when he designed the car, because it's not hard to do at all when you see it. When you see the bare body.
When you look back at the early 60s sort of magazines, because that's all we can do nowadays, and you look at these channel cars, typically they also hack into the quarter panel to raise up the wheel arch and that sort of thing, because they need custom line diffs to work to.
Exactly right, or early Ford diffs, which are about the same width. What I did, I was lucky enough, someone said, look, throw this diff under your chassis just to get the thing rolling. It's an XF Falcon or LTD. By the time I dropped it, the 7.5 inches at the back, the wheels came into a perfect alignment with the body. I didn't have to touch any of the swaging or cut the inner guards or anything, and it'll work out beautifully with cycle guards.
Split the bones and hang them out the side?
Split wishbones at the moment, mainly because I had the wishbone and it wanted to be split and it fitted the car, but we'll see what happens when we get rego.
And you've got an 8BA sidey laying around ready to go into it.
There is one.
Finished it off, didn't it?
There is an 8BA earmarked for the project, but it all depends what comes up. Yeah, I think it will be the sidey.
And you'll keep the stock roof height?
Yep. Yep.
Because I know standing beside it here, it is basically something you can lean on while you're having a beer.
It is something you can lean on, and also I'm not getting any younger, and I'd like to be able to get in and out of it.